All right, what's going on, you guys? Nick here with Nick Strength and Power. I've got a couple of interesting stories for you guys today, but I wanted to start out this video with a very interesting strength and power story. Coming to you guys from Tumas Hatala. Hopefully I didn't mispronounce that name, but recently the feat of strength that he uploaded to his YouTube channel, currently sitting at 23,476 views at the time that I'm recording this video. He just posted this a couple days ago on March 13th, 2021. And you read that title correctly, a 420 kg deadlift, 925.9 pounds roughly is 420 kgs. As you guys know, the big deadlift world record is 501 kgs. But the impressive part about this lift is that Tumas weighs only roughly 240 pounds. He says in the description he weighs 109 kgs. Which would make this really one of the most impressive pound-for-pound feats of strength on the deadlift that I've seen in a long time. As you guys know, Hafthor Bjornsson weighed over 450 pounds, when he broke the 501 kg record, and 450, let's say 455. I believe that's what he weighed. That's about 206 kgs compared to this 109. Now, a lot of people are saying that if this guy dropped about 4 kilograms in body weight, and got down to the 105 kg strongman category, the 231-pound category or under, he would break the current deadlift record, the world record in that category, which is currently 410 kgs. So 410 kgs is roughly 903 pounds. So at 4 kgs body weight above the cap, he's over 10 kgs in weight above that record. So, very impressive deadlift, and I wanted to give some shine and some attention to someone that I thought deserved it. And look at the like-to-dislike ratio on this video, by the way. Absolutely insane. He's got almost 2,000 likes, only 3 dislikes. All right, now next up in the news, a physique update from Iain Valliere. So Iain Valliere, I think, impressed a lot of people, myself included, with his 7th place finish at the 2020 Mr. Olympia, almost cracking into that top 6 zone. Where I don't think a lot of people expected him to place. He did very well. His conditioning was on point. I think he really brought it to the Olympia this past year. Now he's looking to, of course, qualify for the 2021 Mr. Olympia. I believe he said recently that the show that he's targeting is the Toronto Pro, not the New York Pro again, which he won last year. Now, if I'm not mistaken, that show is on August 20th, so it's towards the end of the qualification window for qualifying for this year's Mr. Olympia. So he's got a lot of time and a lot of prep time ahead. So this physique update is really no indicator of how he's going to look in August. But I just think Iain is a guy that a lot of people need to keep on their radar as we get into the bodybuilding contest season, as things start back up. He was almost top 6 at the Olympia last year, and he has potential, I think, to really go a lot further. So shout out to Iain Valliere. I'm looking forward to seeing him compete this year. Now, next up in the news, Logan Franklin. The latest physique update from Logan came a couple of days ago. This side chest pose here, showing off kind of the crazy proportions that Logan has in his new classic physique division. So Logan Franklin, I think, has made some tremendous improvements between 2019 and 2020, and I think going forward into 2021, he's going to continue improving upon the improvements that he had already made. But Logan, I think, from a structural standpoint, has a ton of potential in the classic physique division. That's my main opinion on Logan, is that he's got the structure for it, and he's got really good proportions for classic. He's got very Arnold-esque proportions, the size of his chest, the way he hits certain poses. He's got great peaked biceps, which is something that seems a little bit more, it seems more rare in classic physique, but I do think it looks pretty good for what classic physique seems to be looking for, having a more peaked bicep in a lot of those classic poses. And I think at this point, Logan has one of the best structures in classic. Being a taller guy, I think the main thing he needs to do is just fill out his frame a little bit more and grow into that weight cap that he has. But I want to know your guys' opinion on Logan Franklin in the comment section below. In the coming years and in the coming contests, do you see Logan moving up constantly in the ranks of classic physique? And where do you think that Logan needs to improve to do better in classic? I just want to know your guys' overarching opinion on Logan's physique. And I think another picture that was very demonstrative of the proportions that Logan has for classic was this side tricep that he posted earlier in March. I mean, look at the proportions of his chest. His chest proportionally to his waist gives this really impressive classic illusion that I think is something that's important to the division. So Logan, I think, will have a very, very bright future in classic physique. And now a word from our sponsors over at BuiltBar. All right, guys, today's video is sponsored by BuiltBar. Now, I was pretty excited for this sponsorship because BuiltBar is not your average protein bar. Even far before they ever offered to sponsor a video, I tried this a couple years back, and they're a really unique, really flavorful bar. And the unique flavors are really what attracted me to this brand initially. They've got flavors like orange. That's a flavor I remember trying a few years ago. Mint brownie, peanut butter brownie. I already ate all the peanut butter ones out of there. Banana nut bread really surprised me. That was pretty good. Caramel brownie, carrot cake, cherry barcia, coconut almond, coconut cookies and cream, double chocolate, raspberry, salted caramel, toffee, almond, and more flavors. And I'm not just saying this because they're sponsoring the video. Even the fruity flavors mixed with chocolate that you might not expect to be good really impressed me. And every one of these flavored bars is under 200 calories, and most of them are in the 17 to 20 grams of protein range. So if you want to try one of the 18 flavors of Built Bar, click the link below. And if you want to help support the channel, click the link below because these sponsorships help out a great deal. So give Built Bar a try. You won't regret it. All right, now next up in the news, Hadi Choopan created quite the stir the other day with an Instagram post discussing basically a retirement. It made it sound like Hadi was retiring from the sport of bodybuilding when you read that post. But Hadi Choopan's coach, also the coach of Phil Heath, Hany Rambod, put out a video saying that Hadi is not retiring from the sport of bodybuilding, and rather the post that Hadi put up was more talking about his troubles with the country of Iran, and the country of Iran not being supportive of his bodybuilding career was essentially what they were trying to say. So the website fitnessvolt.com had a couple of quotes from that here, and I wanted to show you guys these two quotes. So a couple important quotes says, Hadi Choopan is not retiring. He sent me his check-in pictures this morning, and he also added, he looks amazing. He's on track to do the 2021 Mr. Olympia, and he went on to say that because of the translation, there was a lot of rhetoric regarding what it meant. So I actually asked Hadi directly what his post meant, and because we were talking for a couple days, and he never answered that part of my question, so he never really explained or went into more detail on what was going on with the situation. So I still don't really have much clarity with what Hadi meant by his original post or what was intended by it, whether that means he's leaving his country of Iran and moving over to the United States, whether he meant he's done being a bodybuilder in Iran specifically, and he's going to come over to the United States and be a bodybuilder over here. I still don't think it's very clear what Hadi's intention was with that post. But I guess only time will tell, and hopefully we do end up seeing Hadi compete at the 2021 Mr. Olympia, because I think it wouldn't be the same without him. I think Hadi is one of the best bodybuilders by far to grace the Olympia stage in recent years. Now, next up in the news, here's a name we haven't talked about in a very long time, Brad Castleberry. A lot of people haven't really talked about and haven't really cared about Brad in recent years, including myself. But one post I had a few people sending to me was Brad apparently put up a post saying, what are your thoughts on me training to compete in the 2021 Mr. Olympia Classic Bodybuilding? Some people were asking me if I thought he could do well. Some people were asking me if I thought he was serious or not. So he posted this posing video, and my personal opinion is Brad is no longer really relevant. I think Brad was just trolling with this post. I don't think that Brad ever had any serious intention of competing in classic physique. And looking at his physique, I really don't think he's well suited for that division. So people were asking me if I thought he's serious. My answer to that question is no. People asking me if I think he would do well in classic specifically, my answer is also no. I don't think he actually has a good structure for classic physique. You know, some people act like classic is just a downsized version of bodybuilding, but that's not it. Classic guys are, in many cases, smaller than the average open pro bodybuilder, but it's not just about being a smaller bodybuilder. You got to have some structure. You got to have some flow. You got to have some aesthetic elements to your physique, and I really don't think that Castleberry has any of that. He's got a good physique, don't get me wrong, but not every physique is meant for classic physique. So do I think he was serious? Absolutely not. Do I think he could even make it to the Classic Physique Olympia? Absolutely not. Now, the final story that I wanted to talk about in today's video is bodybuilding cryptocurrency, NFTs. If you guys have been on social media in the past couple weeks, you've probably heard the phrase NFTs, non-fungible tokens. So JP Grandy, who makes these kind of pixel art portraits of bodybuilders, He is one of the first people to get into selling bodybuilding NFTs. And this Ronnie Coleman pixel art portrait is for sale right now for the price of 9 Ethereum, or 16,094.61 cents US dollars. Now, I don't know that it's actually going to sell for that or that anybody is going to buy it for that price, but I think it's interesting that this even exists. And to those of you guys that don't know what NFTs are, I'm not really as well versed in it either, but essentially, it's like digital art. It's kind of encrypted in a way, I guess would be the word, that makes each one unique and unreplicatable. It makes them, I mean, I guess that's what non-fungible means. There can only be one of these, and the technology that it's encrypted with, this blockchain technology, similar to crypto, it makes them digitally limited. It makes them digitally unique, essentially is what it means. So this Ronnie Coleman pixel art portrait is coded in a way, it's got like a signature on it that makes it unique. That's essentially my understanding of what an NFT is and what that means. I'm sure maybe some of you guys can explain it better in the comment section below, so if you can, please feel free to give your explanation of what NFTs are. That's going to wrap it up for the video today, guys. I hope you did, in fact, enjoy it. Please give it a thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Please subscribe to my channel if you have not subscribed yet already. As always, I love you guys. Appreciate you guys. Nick Strength and Power, signing out.